cooked, barbecued, fried, filleted, whatever, broiled, boiled, whatever. There's in so many different ways.
In the meat locker.
Let's go, boys. Episode 241, UFC 324, a 6-7 week hiatus. We're finally back. Free DIY locks if this is your first time at Meat Boy MMA. We've been grilling since 2020, so you're fake late, but you're real early as well. And Meat, you know we're the only transparent pickers in this space. The Meat Boys know every single week our win-loss ratio. We have our lifetime earnings, our lifetime records. Everything's front and center. No one else in the space offers such transparency, and we're selling you nothing. So subscribe if you're looking for free locks. But either way, excited to be back with you. Episode 241. We won't recap what happened 2 months ago, but just know we're going into 2026 with a lot of momentum. That easy milk lock from Milky Costa kept 2026 on the right track going into it. So what are your thoughts on this event, UFC 324? What are you looking forward to most? And then you want to just jump into the locks?
Yeah, no, let's get right to the locks.
Fair enough. Yeah, swap us over. Then you see the text. Arnold Allen is an easy light work dog lock over Gene Silva. And obviously 2025 was for the most part the year of the nerds, but that sort of tailed off towards the end and the nerds broke all their pencils, so to speak. So we kind of like Arnold Allen as a plus 230 dog to capitalize in this one over a fading nerd who got absolutely smoked by Diego Lopez. And obviously there's no shame in that. Diego Lopez might be champ in the next year, but he got smoked. Arnold Allen, meanwhile, if you look at his only two losses, Max Holloway and Movsar Evloev. So if anyone's going to try and argue that Gene Silva would have much success against those guys, I think it's kind of a stretch. And Arnold Allen, meanwhile, has twice as much experience, twice as many wins, and Gene Silva's best win is Bryce Mitchell. So what are your thoughts on this dog lock? How do you think Arnold Allen gets this one done as a plus 230 dog over the nerd? And it's going to be early or often?
Honestly, I think it'll be often and early and often on this one. I think Arnold Allen is going to absolutely ragdoll him. Like I think people kind of forgot how good Arnold Allen, fake Allen really is. I mean, the dude has fought the best of the best. Gene Silva, best fighter was Diego Lopes, and he got smoked. And then yeah, like you said, the best fighter he's beaten is Bryce Mitchell, which like in recent times is that impressive when you compare Arnold Allen's wins and Arnold Allen himself. I don't think so. 'Cause I think Arnold Allen would absolutely ragdoll Bryce Mitchell pretty dang easily. So I think Arnold Allen is everyone's sleeping on him. I think this is an easy lock, a dog lock nonetheless.
And remember, Arnold Allen's a dude who had a 10-fight win streak, multiple performance of the night bonuses, and wins over guys like peak Sadiq Youssef before he fizzled out, Dan Hooker, Calvin Kattar, Giga most recently. The dude has some impressive wins. So we like Arnold Allen in this one as a plus 230 dog lock. Over on Tapology, they're not seeing it that way. They think 72% is rolling with Gene Silva, only 28% going with this meatlock dog. But of the 72% taking Silva, most think he's going to go out there and KO Arnold Allen. Do you see any validity to all the KO backers for Silva? And will that be his only pathway if there happens to be one?
There's a zero chance that he gets that Arnold Allen gets knocked out by Gene Silva. I mean, Arnold Allen's never lost by KO or submission, so I doubt either one of those happen. And I mean, Gene Silva winning by decision. Arnold Allen is kind of a decision king. He's kind of a fake KO king, and he's got great wrestling. So wherever this goes, and he is built like a tank too. So like I think Arnold Allen is going to just outstrength him, kind of like Diego Lopez did, and his strength and speed I think is more than enough for Gene Silva, and Gene Silva's kind of a little guy. Like it would not surprise me. Silva gets this upset loss, gets smoked, and goes to 135.
Yeah, I love that call a lot. Arnold Allen, too big, too strong. Gene Silva going down to 35. We like Arnold Allen as this dog lock. Keeping it simple, throwing down an easy 100 to net 230. Keep the meatlock streak alive and start 2026 off hot. So swap us through, Meat Boy. Let's keep going. Umar is taking on your boy Figgy, who got to give you your fern, put a fern in your cap, because most recently Figgy was a decent dog against Montel Jackson. I wrote him off. I thought the Figgy story has to be done. This guy will not win again, but he came through and absolutely smoked Montel Jackson. It on paper was a split decision, but 7 out of the 8 media members on MMA Decisions had that for Figgy. I thought it was 3-0 Figgy. The fact that it was split was a little bit surprising in that regard, but either way, he's a plus 750 dog in this one against Umar, who is 19-1, 7-1 in the UFC. His only loss came to Merab in a title fight, and obviously he's trying to rediscover an opportunity at gold in 2026 is Umar. So do you like Umar as a minus 1600 favorite? Obviously that's a not a juicy line at all, and he's taking on your boy Figgy, who at plus 750, that sounds kind of juicy. Are you taking him over Umar?
Yeah, honestly, the disrespect. I mean, maybe a minus 300. Maybe that's kind of reasonable, but like low key, it should be a minus 2,000 Figueredo. So I love when I see juicy absolute tenders just sitting there waiting for me to take the meat off the grill because plus 750. That's the last time we'll ever see Figueredo at plus 750. I think he gets this done. I think he actually knocks out Umar. I would be very surprised. Like Figgy's grappling is so nasty. I mean, there's what person has been able to easily hold him down the whole time? Nobody. So it's gonna be either somehow Umar. The only way Umar wins is maybe a KO, maybe gas him out, gets a submission. I don't know. I don't see it. Like I'm just trying to think all the times that Figgy has lost. I just don't know if Umar has what it takes to beat him. Maybe a decision. That's probably the most likely. But I think Figgy wins this. He get a knockout or a decision, I think.
Yeah, bold strategy, bold call. If we look at Figgy's recent losses, he does lose to Brandon Moreno, obviously, whenever they fight. And the one decision loss was against Peter Yan. He also got finished by Corey Sandhagen in the second round. So this one, to me, I don't know. I kind of feel like it's a stretch that he's going to go out there and take out Umar. I can see the point that minus 1600 is a little bit egregious, disrespectful for sure. Minus 300 might be juicy, though, if that were the case. So somewhere in between is probably more fair, in my opinion. But in this one, I got to go Umar. This is probably a Umar lock. He probably makes it look easy. But again, I'm known to fade Figgy in the last few years, so perhaps he comes out and makes this one slightly more competitive than some are envisioning. But to pick him to beat Umar, to me, is an absolute stretch. Tapology, 95% going with Nurmagomedov, 5% going with Figgy. If you're taking Figgy, you really think he's going to go out there and finish him?
Yeah, I think he wins, by KO or decision. If he gets I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he gets a submission. He's got a lot of submissions, but it's just like Umar. It's very unlikely for someone of his level to be submitted. Maybe gassed out then submitted and finished. I don't know, but yeah, I think Figgy probably wins this by KO.
Let us know in the comments if Meat is tripping and Umar is an absolute lock. I kind of like Umar by finishing this one, Meat Boy. If you look, Umar is a decision machine. He hasn't gotten a finish since he smoked Tiny Barcelos basically 3 years ago. So I think he's due for a name recognition finish. I'm taking him in the second round to absolutely smoke Figgy. But let us know in the comments if Figgy is dog life with plus 750 or is Umar an absolute lock. But swap us through, Meat Boy. This one's interesting because it was originally supposed to be a different matchup. Now we're getting Natalia Silva versus Thug Rose, and apparently Thug Rose dropped this nugget today. The UFC said that with a win, she guarantees herself an immediate next fight title shot. It must, to me, suggest they don't believe that she can take out Natalia Silva, who is 7-0 in the UFC, minus 440 favorite in this one. She's fast. She has good wins. I mean, this is one of the few women who took out Jasmine Jasdavicius, who is on an absolute tear. And most recently, she took out Alexa Grasso, who's the former champ, and honestly made it look kind of easy. That fight was basically non-competitive. So Natalia Silva, to me, is likely the truth. Thug Rose, though, has won 3 of 4, and her only loss was to Erin Blanchfield in a fight where all she had to do was win the last round, but she got pinned, got smothered, got smoked, lost the decision. So Thug Rose, if she has a better third round against Aaron, could arguably be on a 4-fight win streak and took out Tracy Cortez in that streak. So what are your thoughts on this one? Do you think Thug Rose, a title fight looming perhaps as a plus 310 dog, has some life, or is Natalia Silva the truth and she's going to be a future champ?
Yeah, I'm very curious on how this plays out because Natalia Silva, she is nasty. Her striking is insane. She's got some submissions, but I wouldn't really say she's a wrestler that has nasty wrestling. And I think Rose could exploit this because Rose has some pretty darn good wrestling for her, you know, for her level basically. And I got to imagine Rose, if she stands up with Silva, I think she might. It's a 50-50, but probably loses it. Like it seems like Rose is kind of falling off a little bit. She's not the same as she used to be, but she does have some recent good wins with a little, bad losses. But I could totally see her mixing it up and getting a grimy grapple session and gas out Silva. Because like, has Silva ever even been on the ground or been taken down? I can't recall. It's always standing up, and Silva looks amazing and dominant, very quick, powerful, and high IQ. Rose is also very similar style, except I think she's more complete and she has way more experience to where I think Rose could get this done if she implements a lot of wrestling. I don't know if she's going to do that, but I think that's her path to victory. If she does not try, then I think she probably loses.
Yeah, it's interesting because, again, I like that you mentioned the wrestling aspect because I think that Rose will need to lean on that if she's going to have any success. I mean, I personally don't think it's 50-50 on the feet. I think Rose is going to be too slow, too sluggish, too stuck in the mud, and Silva's just going to be chipping away. I mean, Silva seemingly lands a lot of strikes and doesn't absorb any on the back end. So to me, I feel that Rose will need to initiate some takedowns, really get that department going. I think the best comp would be as far as examining what Natalia Silva has done in that realm. When she fought Jasmine Jasvicius, who most recently has been a very dominant wrestler, she was 2 for 3, was Silva, on her takedown attempts in that fight. She had a couple minutes of control time, so I think that suggests she has enough to thwart the offense wrestling that Rose will be offering, and in so doing, I think Silva makes this honestly look pretty easy against Thug Rose. So I'm going to go Natalia Silva. I'm going to go by decision. She hasn't proven to me that she can finish a sandwich, and obviously I don't think she'll be able to finish Thug Rose in so doing. But are you taking Thug Rose officially, or are you rolling Silva? What's your final prediction?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Thug Rose by decision or submission. Um, but yeah, I just think I don't know. Like, Silva probably wins this, but I do like that Rose is such a dog in this, so I'm feeling dogs this weekend.
Yeah, one last ride for Rose, perhaps. Let us know in the comments if you like her as a plus 310 dog or if Silva continues the undefeated streak and makes light work. That's kind of where I'm at. I'll go Silva by decision. But swap us through, me boy. It's a heavyweight meat down, absolute beef slingers here. Waldo Cortez, 8-2 in the UFC, minus 330 is the favorite, taking on Black Beast, who at plus 240. This is a quote from him earlier this week. He said, Waldo Cortez has no business fighting me. So I want to just jump straight to that. What are your thoughts on Black Beast? Not necessarily being dismissive of Waldo, but clearly not being impressed with his recent streak where he's won 7 of 8 fights, picked up back-to-back performance of the night bonuses. Yet he's saying he doesn't even belong in the same cage as me and believes it'll be absolute light work for him. So do you agree with Black Beast? Are you picking him in this one over where's Waldo, or is Waldo going to find a way to look bad but win again?
Yeah, it's so crazy. I don't know how Salsa Boy keeps winning, because he's got to be one of the worst fighters in that division. And I agree with Derek Lewis. I think Derek Lewis snuffs some first round easy light work. But every time I say he's going to destroy the fighter is going to destroy Salsa Boy somehow keeps winning. So it's starting to piss me off. But I'm gonna keep riding the hatred on Salsa Boy because he's not that good. Derek Lewis KO first round, easy light work. And Derek Lewis, he's on these quote unquote peptides, but they're legal and they're secret dark arts of the UFC, supplied. With those kind of cheat codes, I mean, of course, peak Derek Lewis is getting this knockout. So this is a dog lock, side sizzle, chicken nuggets for extras in case you're still hungry.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when you have Jeff Nowitzki within hours having to panic tweet, we're not giving him peptides, guys, I swear, then that to me suggests that Black Beast is probably on some solid sauce. But in this one, he's got 2 beautiful finishes back to back. And most recently, Talshin Teixeira, 7-footer, got absolutely smoked. Easy light work. And Black Beast expanded his historic knockout record. And this one, people, I'm with you all the way. I think he does the same thing to Waldo. If we zoom back to the fight between Waldo Cortez and Ante Delija, which was just a couple months ago, Ante Delija basically slept Waldo Cortez. Then there was some weird judging interference. They went back to the tape. There was a headbutt. Ante Delija, though, had a complete adrenaline dump and then finds himself getting knocked out a minute later. But I bring that up because Waldo Cortez, in my opinion, basically got slept in that fight. And if you're going out there and getting slept by Ante Delija in the first 3 minutes, what is Black Beast going to do to you? So, although I was impressed with what he did against the Blob, Shamil Gaziv, after that Ante Delija fight, and the fact that it was just a couple weeks later, I'm with Black Beast. I'm with you. I think there's no business for this matchup. Black Beast continues the win streak, and then is Black Beast getting? I mean, how about Black Beast at the White House, perhaps? I mean, what are we doing with this heavyweight strap? Is Tom Aspinall ever going to fight again? But how about Black Beast for the title at the White House?
Yeah, I think Black Beast at the White House for sure.
I don't know if I have you convinced, but I think it's a solid idea. Black Beast to me can fight anyone, anytime. Always entertainment for sure. But let us know in the comments if we're sleeping on Waldo. We have before, perhaps we are again, but we think we found him and we think Black Beast is going to smoke him. But swap us through, Meat Boy. It's the co-meat. This one's interesting, Meat Boy. It's the co-meat, and curious to get your take because Sean O'Malley has lost two straight. Obviously, both were in title fights, but it was a even more dominant fight the second installment, and usually you don't see that, right? Usually adjustments are made and the second iteration is closer. This one was quite the opposite. So he's also been throwing the word retirement out there. Who knows with Sean O'Malley? You know, he's King Troll. Perhaps he's just, trying to elicit some clicks. But when I hear Sean O'Malley threatening with the R word and seeing him as a minus 220 favorite against a guy as good as Song Yadong, I start to wonder if there could be some dog opportunity for Song Yadong in this one at plus 168. So I don't want to belabor too much of the history, the recent wins and losses, because if you're making it this far, you know all about Song Yadong, you know all about Sean O'Malley. So right away, Meat Boy, are you going with Sean O'Malley? Is he get back on track? Is 2026 going to be the year that he rediscovers his sauce, or is he Dunzo Balonzo and Song Yadong is coming?
It's a winnable fight for Sean, but like I just don't know. He says that this might be his last fight ever, then he retires. He might try to go pro in pickleball. He opened up a pickleball gym. Everyone's got the pickleball craze. I get it. So why take hits to the head when you can rip balls with the boys? So I don't really know how hard he is into the sport right now. He seems 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It's still a winnable fight. It's not this Marab level of there's no chance. I think this is one. Maybe he's got two more fights in him, and then he's dipping out of there, and he's just gonna be an influencer. That's the vibe I get. So I think the Donger, he's still looking for gold. He's still trying to bring that belt back to China, and I think this might be a rude awakening for Sean that he's kind of tapped out. If Sean truly isn't as good as the Donger.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, right? Because the Donger is obviously going to be coming in motivated, and you wonder, like you said, if O'Malley is more interested in exploring other passions. You talked about the pickleball aspect, all the businesses, obviously, that Sean O'Malley has, the fact that he's essentially an A-list celebrity slash influencer, and perhaps believes could maintain that status even post UFC, as opposed to needing the UFC to go along with that fame. We'll see in this one because I'm a little bit surprised to see Tapology. 86% is going with Sean O'Malley, 14% only going with Song Yadong, and the odds are pretty close despite those Tapology metrics. Most of Tapology, though, thinks it's going to go the distance. So do you agree with that, that this fight, even if Sean wins, most likely goes the entire 3 rounds?
Man, I don't know. I could see this ending first or second round, to be honest. Either Dong wins by KO, or Sean wins by KO.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. I'm curious to see if this fight goes the distance or if someone's able to pick up a finish. But yeah, good stuff. I think that if Sean comes into this fight with some confidence, then he does have life and probably should get this one done. But I wonder where he's at. I will ever so slightly, perhaps reluctantly, go with Sugar Sean. I don't know though. I could see Song tattooing Sean's forehead and making this look ugly, like you said early. And the longer this fight goes, I do think that I agree with you. I think that favors Sean. So I'll slightly go Sean. I'll go slightly by decision, and I want Sean to stick around, right? I mean, it's obviously more fun when he's in the mix for sure. So let's go, Sean, on this one. Stop us through, me boy. It's the meat event. It's the one everyone's looking forward to. Justin Gaethje's a plus 186 dog, taking on Paddy the Baddy, who is minus 245 on a beautiful 8-fight win streak, undefeated in the UFC. Obviously, that fight against Jared Gordon, he basically lost, but technically won. And he's just coming in off 2 recent finishes over Michael Chandler, who's 40, and King Green, who's 50. So in this one, do you agree that Paddy should be a minus 245 favorite against a guy in Justin Gaethje who has fought for the title, has fought for the BMF, is as tough as it comes without being a champ? So is Gaethje having dog life in this one? This is too much for Paddy the Baddy, or does the story continue and Paddy is destined to become champ this year?
It does seem that I don't know about Patty being champ, but Patty fighting Taporia for the championship. I think that is almost inevitable, and I think Justin Gaethje, it should be a closer line because Justin is the real deal. He's going to break Patty, but I think Justin is underestimating Patty's strength, size, and wrestling. And as we saw, like Justin Gaethje might be D1 wrestler, the GOAT OG wrestler, but he just does not wrestle, and it seems like his wrestling ability is not at the top peak as he once was when he only wrestled. He's been standing and banging for 10 years or whatever, and if it stays on the feet, Gaethje's gonna win. It's not gonna stay on the feet. That's the difference. So I don't know. I think just like Tony Ferguson, I think a lot of the other guys they underestimate Paddy in the grappling aspect and the size and his trickiness in jiu-jitsu. He is a legit jiu-jitsu grappler, and so if it hits the mat, Justin needs to get up and get out because he will get submitted. So Justin's either getting submitted, easy light work Paddy, or Paddy's going to have his legs absolutely demolished and then probably KO'd later in the fight.
Yeah, it's super interesting, right? Because Gaethje's only UFC submission losses are to Oliveira and Khabib, right? So I agree with you that perhaps Pimblett will have his best pathway to finishing Gaethje in that realm. But then he puts himself in a conversation with Khabib and Oliveira, and I think you can no longer consider Paddy Pimblett as just like this YOLO entertainer. Because if you're in a similar standing with Du Bronx and Khabib, clearly you're doing something right for sure. So we'll see if Gaethje's takedown defense holds up in this one. I like the point that you made that if this fight remains on the feet, I too think that Gaethje will have an advantage. I mean, I think Gaethje's striking is probably better. He obviously has the gnarliest leg kicks. Do you think those leg kicks could be key, perhaps even early in this fight? I mean, Pimblett kind of has that long stance, and we know Gaethje doesn't need a lot of space to just start chipping away at those legs. So, do you see the leg kicks early being a pathway for Gaethje to really slow down the movement of Paddy the Baddy, and if so, perhaps have some success afterwards?
That's, I think, literally the only path to victory. Like, he has to chip those legs out so he can't move, he can't grapple, he can't go for takedowns. He's compromised on his legs and movement mobility, and then Gaethje will handle business from there. If he doesn't take out the legs first round, second round, and Paddy gets him before that, it's going to be a bad day for Gaethje. Gaethje's just going to be in survival mode, and then hopefully he can get the legs out by the next round.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. Can't wait to see how this one plays out. 63% is rolling with Paddy the Baddy. Basically, all of it is copper. They think the sub is most likely. 37% rolling with Gaethje, and it's basically all brown. So they believe that Justin's best pathway is a KO. But I challenge you to watch some of the footage from Paddy Pimblett's media interviews today. I'm curious, and maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I'm questioning the Paddy the Baddy is always a dude with unlimited aura, right? This dude has the most confidence, always is seemingly in control, and seems just the most confident dude in the room. I'm wondering if the aura is still there for Paddy the Baddy, because to me he looks sucked out, this different sort of energy that I don't know. I just kind of worry about what Paddy's selling right now because he's still saying the same things, but I'm not seeing it delivered with the same spark and the same twinkle in his eye. And if he's not coming to this thing with absolute 100% confident aura that he has against everyone else, then that to me spells recipe for a dog upset in Gaethje. So I'm gonna roll with my gut in this one, but I was rolling Paddy all the way, but after seeing what I saw earlier today, I think Gaethje is going to capitalize as a dog in this one, and I like him at plus 186 to maybe even pick up a finish against Paddy the Baddy. And obviously that could be crazy because Paddy's never been knocked out, but he's never faced a guy who hits as hard as Gaethje and who's as violent as Gaethje. So if Gaethje and Pimblett meet in the middle and try to just bite down on the mouthpiece, which I could see Paddy trying to do, I think it's bad news, and Gaethje picks up a finish. So am I tripping on that one, or do you too see some life for Gaethje in this one, or even picking Gaethje in this one?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna pick Gaethje in this one. This is a dog. This is dog city for me. Meat's picking all the dogs. I like this. There's some good life in there, and Gaethje's a veteran. He's fought all the best of the best. He should be prepared. He should know how to beat him, but like you just never know with the young buck, Paddy. But Paddy, he's hitting the vape pen during practice. He's getting that anxiety, the stress. He's kind of worried, like, is this guy going to literally take my leg? Like, I don't think he's ever faced anybody as psycho as Gaethje. Like Chandler, it was even like, holy smokes, that guy is psycho. It's just scary. It's not fun to fight someone like that. So you got to get the fight over quick and early. The longer it goes, the more pain your body is going to take, which I think Paddy is a little worried for.
Yeah, great points. And it's possible that viewers might say we're hammering on little things, but sometimes those little things can equal larger problems. So let's go Gaethje as a dog in this one. Any last thoughts, people? It's good to be back. UFC 324 should be a good one. Any last thoughts?
No, 2026, I mean, starting off with a banger. This is a sick card. Can't wait for the rest of the year. Hopefully more bangers nonstop.